Chris Maxwell of the Sports Philanthropy Network here with the one and the only Leigh Steinberg, legendary sports agent, and honestly, an institution for what we do here at the Sports Philanthropy Network. You were the guy. You were the one who told these athletes, hey, maybe you should give back with all this money and these resources that you have. So throughout your career, I mean, you've accomplished so much, but what was that moment, that pivotal moment when you were getting started that you knew you wanted to dedicate your life and encourage your athletes to be philanthropic?
So my father brought me up with two core values. One was treasure relationships, especially family. And the second was try to make a meaningful difference in the world, help relieve pain, and be the person of action in those areas. So when I started representing the athletes, I saw that with their high profile and visibility, they could be role models and trigger imitative behavior. So I made it a policy to only take those actors who are willing to retrace their roots and go back to the high school community, set up a scholarship fund or work with the Boys and Girls Club, go to the collegiate community and rebond with the alums and younger students, and at the professional level, set up a charitable foundation that would encompass leading business figures, political figures, and community leaders on a board to execute a program. So that could be work done putting the 200 single parent and their family in the first home they'll ever own, or Patrick Mahomes with his 15 in the Mahomies doing helping out rich kids in Kansas City.
And the game has evolved so much since you started your career that having these foundations, my cause, my cleats, it's really helped define the NFL's legacy in giving back. So, how inspiring has that been for you to see this shift where this is a no brainer? It's a given to be involved with these foundations.
I think part of the difficulty has been that if you look at the daily sports page, it's got all the incidents of misbehavior of an athlete. So it's got drunk driving, domestic violence, but we give out humanitarian awards at my Super Bowl party on Saturday to highlight the fact that Gail Benson, the owner of the Saints, did remarkable things in the community here. Sean Payton, coach of Denver, amazing stuff. Drew Brees. We highlight the power that all of these people have, whether they own a team or president. The first African American woman, Sandra Douglas Morgan, to ever be president of a team, and we honor them and try to bring focus to them because um, it's a contrast and counterpoint to the negative press that sometimes runs.
Well, speaking of your party, I am very excited to attend this party on Saturday, but it's not just a party. You are launching a new foundation and you have a very important initiative that we've heard about so much here on Radio Row this week, and that is brain injury and mental health and how to use the science to really protect these athletes. So tell me a little bit more about this foundation.
So I had a crisis of conscience back in the late 1980s. I'm representing half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and they keep getting hit in the head. And we go to doctors and ask, how many is too many? What's the magic number for retirement? They had no answer. So since then, I've been continuously holding concussion conferences, and just last week set up a charitable foundation to help with fundraising for research into the field, money to treat underserved communities. We already have 12 doctors on the board. If you're interested, you can go to leigh-steinberg-foundation.org and check it out. But we hope to, there are two new treatments now that you can use. One's called neurofeedback, and the other is RTMS, and they both function on the theory of neuroplasticity. So that's the good news: is that neuroplasticity, we can actually re-heal a brain.
That's incredible work. I'm excited to learn more about it on Saturday at the panel. And I think there's going to be some interactive elements too, right? Where we
Yes.
get to play with the science.
Yes.
So that's going to be great. Thank you, Leigh, for everything that you have done for the industry and advocating for these athletes. But there is a big game on Sunday, and you still do know a little bit about football as well. So if you had to make a bold prediction for who is going to win, Chiefs versus Eagles, who do you got?
Well, the fact that I represent Patrick Mahomes, I think will tell you, but I think it's going to be hard fought. I could see 31-28.
All right, that's a good prediction.
Chiefs. Chiefs.
Yeah. All right, Chiefs. Got to stick with Patrick Mahomes sporting his foundation. Again, thank you so much. And I'm sure we are going to learn so much more about his new foundation and everything he's doing for brain research. Thank you for being with us here on the Sports Philanthropy Network.
My pleasure.